Hey everyone, my name is Leila and today I would like to talk about my favorite brand that I consider one of the best, if not the best, in today's fragrance market, because I think the combination of the quality, the composition and the price of these fragrances and this brand is one of the best, again if not the best. This is a very personal opinion, of course, it's very subjective. However, again, when I had a choice to purchase two fragrances in the offline shop, in the store, I've chosen two, and both of them were Narciso Rodriguez fragrances because somehow the DNA of this brand is very close to my heart. And this is the only brand that I have 10 full-size bottles in my collection, and I have quite a big collection, more than 250 bottles. So unfortunately I will not be able to show you today my all 10 physically in bottles, because I'm now not in Dubai, I'm on vacation, and I have only 5 full-size bottles with me. However, again, you can check, I showed many of them in my different videos. I have all 10. So I want to start with a fragrance that was the very first, and from this fragrance my whole collection started. And I'm talking about the Black Cube that I was already, talking a lot on my channel. I know that people who watch me know that I love this fragrance. This is Eau de Toilette, the Black Cube. It's called Narciso. It has a transparent cap. So this fragrance is the mixture of black and white for me. From one side it's quite dark, from the other side it's very clean and crisp. This is the combination of rose, peony, musk. Of course, Narciso Rodriguez is all about musk. Musk is the most important component of the fragrances, the most important ingredient that makes all the fragrances, that gives this typical and recognizable DNA of Narciso Rodriguez to all of the fragrances. And it has the woody base with the addition of the vetiver, and probably this woody base and the vetiver gives this fragrance a bit of masculinity. For me it's a dual fragrance. It's like it's black and white, like it's feminine and masculine in the same bottle. And this vetiver and woody notes, they make it a bit masculine, but at the same time you can still feel that this is really very flirty and very feminine fragrance at the same time. So I like this dualism. It's very close to my heart, and I would say this is one of my signature fragrances for sure, because this is the only fragrance in my collection. Well, not the only one. I have one more from different brand that I repeated. Like I have, as I said, quite a lot of fragrances in my collection, more than 200, but having all of them I still had to repurchase because I finished the full bottle of 50 ml and I bought the 90 ml bottle, and I'm using it. I'm happy because that fragrance, by the way, I mean this one, it's discontinued already. It's quite hard to find it, but it's still available online. You can't find it offline, but online it's still available. So if you want to try it, just hurry up, because for me this is a masterpiece. I just love it. It's quite simple, it's linear. I don't say this is very rich, deep type of fragrance, no, but it is so tasteful. In general, I think the whole brand is very tasteful. The second fragrance that is very similar to the Black Cube is the White Cube, which is Eau de Parfum. It's Narciso Eau de Parfum. And the difference between Black Cube and White Cube is only on the top notes. The difference is that instead of rose and peony, the White Cube has gardenia and white flowers and white rose, I think. It also has the woody base plus vetiver, so they are quite similar. But again, being so similar, at the same time they're quite different to my personal taste. And I prefer black cube because I'm a big fan of rose and patch or rose and vetiver, because for me this is like a sign of the Chypre. For me, black cube is definitely belongs to the Chypre family. I know that the white cube as well is a type of Chypre. However, I again prefer the rose plus dark base, and this one is gardenia and white rose plus dark base, which is also very nice and beautiful, and I enjoy, something that I enjoy. But the black cube is like my second skin, you know. I can wear it anytime. The white cube, I think, is more powdery, it's more soft, it's definitely is white. I think both of them are like cats. The only thing is that the black cube is a black cat and the white cube is a white cat. It's still a cat, it's still quite independent animal, but at the same time it's soft, it's fluffy, and it's beautiful. So you just need to choose whether you are a black cube girl or a white cube girl. So both of them are gorgeous. The next cube that I have is Narciso Rodriguez Poudre, which I have here. And for me, this is like a gourmand powdery fragrance. It has like a makeup-y powder type of note, which is a main accord. I think it's a combination of the iris and rose, and I for sure know that it has a coumarin in the base, and this coumarin smells to me like tonka beans. It smells like a very creamy, something very creamy, like an ice cream type of fragrance. So for me, this smells partially edible. Like it's not like a piece of food, but at the same time, if the powder could be gourmand, this is definitely a gourmand powder. So it's beautiful. It's one, I think, of the best powders to my taste, because I have lots of them. But this is very soft, fluffy, feminine, attractive, flirty. I think this is one of the best in terms of it will get you a lot of compliments. However, it is not very loud. I mean, it's like very close to the skin type of fragrance, but I love it, and I wear it even during the summertime. The next fragrance that I bought after I tested it twice, and I decided that I need this fragrance for sure because I love it. That is Narcissa Rouge in a red. It's a red cube. This, I mean, eau de parfum. This is eau de parfum because the cap there is not transparent, because there is also eau de toilette. I'm talking about the eau de parfum. This is a very beautiful lipsticky type of powdery fragrance. I mean, it's at the same time lipstick and the powder, but for me it's more lipsticky. It's also some sort of, you know, creamy, because when I smell it, I remember the creams that my aunt used to have and used a long time ago when I was a child. But at the same time, this is not a retro type of fragrance. It reminds me of that time, but it's modern. It's very modern and it's very attractive. Again, when I tested it once, I said I thought that I like it. I like it a lot. I need it. Then I decided to give it time and think if I can live without this fragrance, like if I need a full bottle. Then I tried it again after 1 month, and I realized that I need to buy this because it's very, very beautiful and I like it a lot. So I did, and I have it, but unfortunately I didn't bring it with me here. So again, Narcissa Rouge is lipsticky type of powder. It's still sweet. It also has some vanilla, I think, or tonka beans. Definitely, it has some patchouli base. It has, I think, some probably amber, but on the top it also has iris for sure. It's a beautiful, beautiful, gorgeous, lipsticky, creamy, powdery type of fragrance, and it differs, by the way, from this pink cube. They're not the same. They're quite different, but I think each of them has its own place. So you need to test both of them and make a decision. However, I decided that I need both of them and I don't regret. So the next bottle is also a cube, and this is Narciso Ambre. This is some salmon color bottle, and This is a new release, and for me this is a summer in the bottle. It's not aquatic, not at all, but this is very tropical type of fragrance. It has frangipani, it has ylang, it also has, I think, some vanilla, it has amber, it has patchouli, it has musk, of course, and altogether it's like a creamy tropical suntan lotion type of fragrance that of course reminds me of summer, of beach, you know, spending it somewhere in the spa hotel, somewhere on the seaside, sun hats, you know, tanned skin, swimming suits, and all this that we really love all about summer. So it's beautiful. It's the only downside of this fragrance is it's not long lasting. You have to refresh it probably every 2 to 3 hours if you want to smell it. However, again, I think this is a very beautiful alternative again to some Tom Ford's fragrances, also Soleil Blanc, I think about also some tropical suntan lotion notes. I think this is a very good alternative to that fragrance for a very affordable price, again comparing to Tom Ford's one. So nice one, try it. I think you won't regret. So I think that's all for the cubes. Let's move to the rectangular bottles. The very first one that I bought 2 years ago, and unfortunately I didn't like, and I had to give it to my sister, and I even asked her not to wear when I'm next to her because I didn't like it at all. It was this one, Narciso Rodriguez, for her, this original. And you know, guys, I've changed my mind about this fragrance after 2 years completely, and I started loving this fragrance, really. Probably I got older, probably the fragrance was reformulated, but before 2 years ago, that musk, which is quite different from the musks in the musk in the cubes, it's quite difficult. It's quite different. It has tiny bit of animalic notes. It still does, but it doesn't have anymore that that sweat accord that I could smell in the previous versions. So it's such a rare case when, for me, reformulation changed this fragrance for good, not for bad. Like, it became better, not worse. Because normally, you know, the formulation, it makes the fragrances more flat, blunt. They lose their character. This fragrance, I think, still has the character. It is very recognizable, but it lost that animalic and sweaty note that I didn't like in a previous, in the older versions that I gifted to my sister. So beautiful mixture of osmanthus and bergamot and musk and patchouli. It's really very beautiful fragrance, very feminine. Somehow you can say that this is quite a mature type of fragrance. You could also say that this is some type of hunting fragrance, like it attracts attention. It's for the woman who is looking for the attention, the woman who is hunting. However, again, it is being so wild at the same time. I think it's beautiful. It's one of the most beautiful fragrances that women adore, especially in Russia, by the way. This is a bestseller. However, again, I think it's deserved. It's a deserved attention, and this is really, it deserves to be a bestseller. It's really beautiful. I think just a little bit after reformulation, it lost its longevity, and it's not that loud anymore, because the previous one was very loud. The older formulation was very loud. It was a bit more animalic, as I said. But again, this is a perfect fragrance, I think, for every day. The fragrance that I bought after this one, after I gifted it to my sister, I decided to try the parfum. By the way, this is Eau de Toilette, and it's very interesting that Eau de Toilette is much more concentrated, louder than the eau de parfum. The eau de parfum is, as you see, in this light pink bottle, and it is quite soft, very feminine, very young. It shares the same DNA that the eau de toilette has. However, it is much more softer. It's not hunting at all. It's very young. This is not a hunting woman. This is definitely a woman, a very young girl in a beautiful dress, young lady in a beautiful light dress with a beautiful hair, and she's self-sufficient. She's not looking for the attention, but she gets it because she's so beautiful and young and so fresh. This is the mixture of, again, rose, not again, the eau de parfum, the eau de toilette had the osmanthus, bergamot, some white flowers. The eau de parfum has rose, it has peach, it has, again, patchouli in the base, and of course it has musk. So this mixture of rose, patchouli, peach, it's very beautiful and it's very young. And it's definitely, the color of this fragrance is light pink. This color suits this fragrance. It reflects the nature of this fragrance for sure. So I agree totally with the color of the bottle. So if this fragrance for you is too much, it's too mature, it's, it attracts too much of attention, and you want something softer, I recommend you to try the one in the pink bottle. After that one, I decided to go for another rectangular bottle, and that one was the flanker of for her. That was Fleur Mask for her in a bright pink bottle with a pink cap, and you can see the picture here. This is the fragrance of a woman who also wants to attract attention. She's also quite immature, but she is not a hunter. She's a lady who wants to say that she's so beautiful, and she's looking for the attention of everyone, not necessarily men, but also women, just to say, look at me, I'm so bright, I'm so beautiful, and if you say I'm not, I will kill you. And this is the same type of fragrance like Gucci Rush. No, they're not similar in terms of the notes, but they have the same character. And the Fleur Mask is a very bright floral type of fragrance. It's a mixture of pink pepper. It has violet notes. It has rose, of course. Most of all, it's first of all, it's rose, also mixed with patchouli, and it is really nice, beautiful, feminine, but it's some sort of impudent type of fragrance, the fragrance that says that I'm a self-confident woman, I have a character, look at me, I'm so beautiful, and only what I say is absolutely true, and you have no right to disagree with me, it's that sort of fragrance. And probably it can be too much for someone. By the way, it's the loudest, I think, fragrance in Narciso Rodriguez brand. It's one of the long-lasting ones, and it has a huge sillage, that pink one with a pink cap. After I bought the eau de parfum, I decided to go for the eau de toilette as well, because I was told that this is a perfect version for summertime. And the difference between that and this is that this one has bergamot on the top. It doesn't have violet. It also has musk, but this one is more transparent, I would say. They're very similar with the eau de parfum. By the way, after I sprayed this one, I realized that this one has a pink pepper, and also the eau de parfum also has pink pepper, but here it's more prominent, I would say. It's also about rose. It's rose plus pink pepper plus bergamot and musk and patchouli on the base. But this one is more transparent, as I said. It's more summery, and this fragrance doesn't scream and shout. I would say it creates distance because of the very prominent pink pepper and bergamot notes on the top, and this is perfect for office. I think this is perfect for office. Something very similar to this one is, for me, to my taste, is again is Mont Blanc Femme Individuelle. It's also pink pepper, rose, and patchouli. I think they're quite similar, but I like this. I like this a lot, as well as the Eau de Parfum, but they are a bit different. Eau de Parfum is mostly for the, not for the hot weather, but this one I can still wear when the weather is quite hot, because of the pink pepper, bergamot. It's not that thick. The musk here is semi-transparent, you know, it's not thick. Beautiful fragrance, highly recommended to try. And again, you need to choose between Eau de Parfum and Eau de Toilette. If you are about the floral, very bright and attractive, loud fragrances, go for Eau de Parfum. If you want something more subtle, more cold, I would say, more fresh, go for Eau de Toilette. And the last but not least is also a new fragrance that I bought recently, and this is Fleur Mask. For her, a beautiful, gorgeous, fresh, clean, crisp musk that is so pleasant. Oh my god, it's so pleasant. I never realized it can be so pleasant. This is the mixture of the floral notes, musk, and cashmeran, I think, yeah, on the base. It is soft, fluffy, it's like a cloud. It's so crisp and clean and fresh. It's something that you might need when you wear something white, or not necessarily white. Let's say today I'm wearing green and I still wear this one. You can use it as a base, let's say, to layer it with this one. This fragrance is very good for layering, and somehow I think this fragrance prolongs this one, so it adds just probably a couple of hours for the longevity of this fragrance. But even alone, without any layerings, this is still very beautiful, clean, fresh, quite young, I would say. Very, to my taste, quite unisex type of fragrance. I can easily imagine this on a man who wears something white, let's say white shirt or white t-shirt. Ideal fragrance for, perfect fragrance for white t-shirt or white shirt. Beautiful. I wouldn't say it's very loud. Again, it's quite close to the skin, but if someone comes close to you, he can smell it. So I think you definitely have some of these fragrances, because Narciso Rodriguez is a very famous brand. If you do, please let me know which of them do you have and what do you think about them. And probably if you have something else that I don't know yet, maybe you have some rare bottles, some limited editions, just let me know, because, you know, I'm a big fan of this brand. I hope you enjoyed this review and it was useful, and if it was useful, I will appreciate all your support and likes. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Don't forget to press that notification bell if you want to see the next video. You don't want to miss it. I also invite you to visit my Instagram page, and in case if you like the content, don't forget to subscribe. I wish you a great week ahead, a pleasant weekend, and I hope to see you in my next videos. See you. Bye.